Well, you talk about like someone who stands up against the greats with a singular voice. All you need to hear is one. It's like those great jazz musicians. You can tell the difference between Dexter Gordon and John Coltrane, you know, and just in a few notes, whether it's and Norm MacDonald's one of those guys who would just, you could tell a joke, they could get nothing, and then he could tell that same joke and murder with it, all because of the way his incredible, unique delivery. And there was an innate sense to him of what was funny, and an impeccable timing that was just, you know, the best form of it was for stand-up. Also, conversation. I mean, just to be in a room with him, to be on a plane with him.
As a comedian, then do you learn from each other as far as that goes? Do you kind of like, okay, he told this joke this way, and do you kind of like that friendly competition, and you know, who can tell the joke better?
No, it's like tennis. It's definitely like tennis. I mean, you want to play with somebody better than you. And Norm was the funniest guy in the room. Norm wasn't necessarily the one who got always the biggest laughs from the audience, but from the comedians, we knew he was a particular genius, you know. Norm would have this incredible ability to tell a joke and you have no idea where it's going. And then you get lost and you think, oh, man, I know where this is going. But then the next thing you know, you forget. He was a master of turns and sleight. And like, you know, last time I performed with him in 2016, I didn't know it was going to be the last time I performed with him. I just found that out in my old pictures, and he was like about ready to light a cigarette, and then he would tell a joke, and then you know, and then it was just anything that could be funny, you know. And
all afternoon, as we do this, you've been playing on and off with a cigarette. Do you smoke?
I quit smoking a year ago.
Good for you.
Thank you. You quit smoking.
Yeah.
And when you smoked at the Tomorrow Show,
we puffed. We didn't smoke. We puffed.
You probably caused many children to start smoking.
So you hold a cigarette and you never light it?
Yes, it helps me. I have an oral fixation, the doctors tell me. That never... I'm like Beretta.
Like he did this thing about like this joke, which I just thought it's just genius. He said, you ever find yourself in the middle of a lie and you realize, wait a minute, there's no possible way that I could benefit from this lie. Why am I lying? Like, hey, you see the new Star Wars movie? Yeah. And that's the joke.
I'm trying to become a better person. Try not to lie as much as I used to. You know, you ever lie for no reason, you know? Usually there's a purpose to your lies, but sometimes, you know, just a big lie will spill out of your evil head there. You know, you don't even know why, you know, like, a guy will come up to you and go, hey, you ever see that movie with Meryl Streep and the horse? Then you go, yes. Then in the back of your head, you go, what the hell am I lying about over here? I stand to gain nothing by this lie. The hell am I thinking back here in my head?
It's the timing, it's the idea, it's the pause, it's the kind of, you know, he was very proud of the fact that he would always play, you know, he was the smartest guy in the room too, the most well-read, you know, and maybe I would read one book on an author. He read them all.
Yeah.
And, but he always said, you know, these guys are trying to play more than you. The audience don't like that. They don't like that. They want somebody that, like, you know, Charlie Chaplin was the biggest star in the world because he was less than everybody else. He said, look, you know, look at that guy. Yeah, my life's tough, but look at that guy. And he's right. Yeah. And that was a big influence on me. But I will perform this weekend. I was thinking about not coming out. Just like, but I don't know. Norm wouldn't want that. I'm going to go perform and dedicate it to Norm, and I'll do some of Norm's jokes.
You know, really smart. You know, he was like a math genius, and he was extremely bright. So one time we were doing a show in Biloxi, Mississippi, and I'm not like him at all. Except if you say to me like, you can't say that or talk about a certain thing or don't say that, I'm like, well, now I have to. It's just kind of your instinct as a comic to bug people.
Yes.
You know,
right?
Like, don't do that. It really bothers me. And then you're kind of a jerk, and they're like, oh, you mean like this? So so we were doing a show, and I opened for him I did about, I guess, 15 minutes or 20. Then he headlined, but it was for a what do you call it? When they comp the audience, you know what I mean? For big gamblers, I forget the word.
Yeah.
So there wasn't people paying tickets, but anyway, they did it. We did it. So he's doing the show, and he's very funny, but he's dirty. So all of a sudden, someone yells out, "Well, we don't like that kind of talk." So there's about, I don't know, 400 people there, and he goes, "Well, how many of you don't like that kind of talk?" You know, and it was like practically the whole room. He goes, "Well, how many of you don't mind?" And it was like 20 people. So he goes, or 10 people. He goes, "Well, I'd hate to disappoint those 10 people because the rest of you don't like it." And then he just got dirtier. You know? And I'm just like crying, laughing, you know, because the audience wasn't even laughing, but he just, you know, and that was a typical him.
As you can see, he has wavy hair. It's waving goodbye on account he's going bald.
I remember the joke was like, your face looks like cauliflower, you know, like you look so ugly, your face looks like cauliflower. And then people would laugh, and Bob was laughing hysterically because, yeah, like a cauliflower.
No, the audience wasn't laughing at all.
No.
Yeah. They put in laughs afterwards, but I was there on stage.
No, but Bob has a beautiful face like a flower. Yeah, cauliflower. No offense, but your face looks like a cauliflower.
I mean, I was there.
I'm like dying laughing, you know.
Yeah, I was there for the ESPY Awards when he hosted. And a lot of ESPN executives were white-knuckling his monologue the entire time. And when he told the joke about Charles Woodson winning the Heisman Trophy.
Great, man. He became the first defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy. And congratulations, Charles. That is something that no one can ever take away from you. Unless you kill your wife and a waiter, in which case... all bets are off.
Did they laugh?
Well, there was a lot of, I think, sort of whoa and nervous laughter, and then cutting away to athletes who were just like shaking their heads like they didn't know what to do. They had no idea what to do with their faces, you know, at that time.
Right, it's like that. And he you know, you take a big risk when you do that. I mean, he did that at the casino. We were banned I couldn't work there for 5 years.
Really? Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
He got banned from that casino in Biloxi, Mississippi?
Well, and he was gambling, and he got caught counting cards.
Oh, there's that, too.
Well, I mean...
So the combo... It was like he was kind of like the Bob Dylan of comedy. He was doing lyrics and words and phrases that nobody else in comedy was using. And it wasn't that he told jokes as much as just told stories in a funny way and had a just funny inflection. It was truly an original. I mean, that was, you know, everybody else wrote jokes. He talked funny. And just having a conversation with him was, even when he told a joke, he did it in such a way you think he was just talking, you know.
Right.
I mean, he talked about, I saw him on a show, this was a joke he told. It was pretty funny. So the guy goes into this, guy's going to story, you know, and we're going to story. You know how he would just do that weird talking.
Right.
And he says, give me says to the clerk, hey, give me a Polish sausage. And the guy says, oh, are you Polish? And says, first of all, it's very insulting, okay? I come in for Polish, tell you actually I'm Polish. He says, you know, if I came in and asked for a pizza, would you ask I'm Italian? If a Chinese food, you say, are you Chinese?
well, why did you ask if I was Polish? And the guy says, because this is a hardware store. And it was, I mean, he told it much funnier than I told it. I don't think it was his joke, but it was one of those jokes that goes around.
Right.
But when he told it was just so hilarious. I mean, and it's so deadpan, and it's such a, him, Bob Newhart, they're just legendary guys. And he was not a guy, I tried to teach him how to drive. I had him on my show, the car show, and we went out to the racetrack out of Willow Springs, right? And like, hey, Norm, we gave him Alfa Romeo, And I goes, this is the steering wheel here? Yeah, that's the steering wheel, Norm. Okay, and I'm riding next to him. And he's going 18, 19 miles an hour. He goes, oh, this thing is pretty quick. I go, no, it's not, Norm. You're only going 18 miles an hour. I never knew how he even got around L.A. because he never drove. So this was before Uber or anything,
Right. No, you would always ask friends for a ride. Always.
Yeah. So I said, well, Norm, let me show you what it can do, So I get in the car, I go a little fast. I'm going 25, 30. He's going, hey, whoa, hey, slow down there. Hey, take it easy. Hey, take it. I go, no, we're going 35 miles an hour. We're on a racetrack. There's not even another vehicle on the course. And he was hilarious. And he was, at one point, he got it up to 50 miles an hour. He's like, oh, this is really flying. Hey, we're really moving here now. Hey, that whole thing. And, he was just great. He was just great.
Still have your foot on the brake. Going to put it in drive. All right, let's proceed forward.
By pressing the gas.
Yes. Take your foot off the brake.
Just lightly press the gas, right?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you are. And obviously turn the wheel right to go around. Yeah, okay.
My God, I'm a good car driver.
How do you get around L.A. without a driver's license?
Uber?
So Uber must be like a godsend for you, huh?
Yeah. Oh, my Lord. Wait. That's not the...
That's great.
You know what happened there, Jay?
You were going 24 miles an hour.
Was that it?
Yeah, you're going 24.
I confused the brake with the gas momentarily.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not a good thing to do. Well, look, you're going 47 now. This is a new record.
It's a new record, man. This is fun. Oh, my Lord. Wait, Jay? Okay.
You're doing all right.
He was, if you didn't know he was Norm MacDonald, you think he was just some sort of odd character,
Right.
But truly a character in the best sense of that word. He was a great impressionist. He did a great Burt Reynolds.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Oh, yeah, right.
I mean, right down where you thought, is that Burt Reynolds?
Hey, check out the podium. Look at this.
Mr. Reynolds has apparently changed his name to Turd Ferguson.
Yeah, that's right. Turd Ferguson. It's a funny name.
Great.
He did a great Letterman. I'd never seen anybody do Letterman. And he did a great Letterman. It was really, really, I think even Letterman was like, whoa,
You got any gum? Crunch.
No, he was,
He was a
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. He did Letterman, and they did a whole send-up on of Letterman on that.
The saddest part of it, he's one of those guys you just couldn't wait for him to become a cranky old man because he was a cranky young man,
Right.
And Norm was one of those guys you just wanted to live forever, just because as a cranky young man, it was funny. As a cranky old man, it would be perfectly in character, And he could really then get away with anything because he was an old guy,
Absolutely. Well,
It's the rules. It's how to capture a man's heart, and it's for women. And it says all these rules that you have to follow, and you will capture a man's heart. And the rule number 1: have huge breasts. Yeah, that guy likes it. Yeah. Because apparently men love women with huge breasts.
They do. They like that.
That's what they say. Not this character over here, Andy.
Newlyweds Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson had their first argument this week. He wants kids, while she wants fake kids. Pop singer Madonna was outraged this week when a tabloid photographer snapped her picture while she was breastfeeding her new baby. Apparently, the baby was blocking her nipple. Connecticut legislatures are about to pass a law that would make it illegal to prohibit breastfeeding in public. Then, hopefully, these legislatures will also change the fascist law that the person being breastfed in public has to be a baby. Michael Jackson has reportedly stepped right into his new role as a dad, spending many hours a day with his newborn son, doing the changing, the burping, even the breastfeeding. So, it's nice when a fella does that. Asked recently what will set his new Batman film apart from its predecessors, Batman and Robin director Joel Schumacher said, quote, "In this one, all the costumes will have nipples." Note to self, do not watch the next Batman and Robin. Well, Premiere Magazine's list of the 100 most powerful people in Hollywood hit the newsstands this month. In an odd bit of ranking, Demi Moore was ranked number 28, while her breasts were ranked 20 and 21. So, in an interview out this week, Demi Moore says she would like to have another baby, this time a boy, to go along with her 3 daughters and 2 huge breasts. Demi Moore is wrapped filming on G.I. Jane, in which she plays a Navy SEAL combat officer. Moore says that in contrast to other Hollywood portrayals of women in the military, her character will have giant breasts. Actor Bruce Willis is filming his next movie, The Broadway Brawler, in Wilmington, Delaware. Meanwhile, his wife, Demi Moore, is taking a break from movie work, saying she wants to spend more time with her huge breasts.
Who do you think is attractive?
I like Anna Nicole Smith.
Oh, come on.
You don't like her?
Come on.
You don't like Anna Nicole Smith?
Come on, she's gotten heavy. He's putting me on.
No, I'm not. I saw a picture of her recently where she was really, really fat, where she didn't look good.
Right, but you're talking about years ago when she was thin. Oh, okay.
Not that long ago. Yeah, a couple of years ago.
So you like big breasts?
Yeah, I like big breasts.
Does your wife have big breasts?
She has normal size breasts.
What, C cups?
I don't know. I hear you talk about those. I don't follow those.
You're in bad shape. Do you like Sally Struthers too?
Oh, I did.
You did, right? Yeah, that's your type.
Oh my God,
blonde
I
and
love Sally Struthers.
Not anymore though.
What?
Well, you don't like her anymore.
No, I don't like her with the flies around her.
It's kind of a turn off.
Last month, an 80-year-old Albuquerque woman was awarded over $2 million in damages from McDonald's after she spilled some of their coffee in her lap and suffered severe burns. As a result, McDonald's this week has put a warning label on its coffee cups that read, "Caution, do you think you can manage to avoid pouring it directly on your crotch this time, you senile old hag? Think you can manage that, huh?" A California man has sued McDonald's, claiming he contracted AIDS from one of its pork sandwiches. McDonald's disputes his charge, but the man insists, quote, "That sandwich gave me AIDS just as sure as I'm a male prostitute." Well, at a local town meeting in Montpelier, Vermont last week, representatives from the McDonald's Corporation, who want to put a restaurant in a historic district, were booed by angry residents, but they were cheered by the town fat guy. Every town has one, the town fat guy. Yeah, the big news story this week, have you seen those ads for Ronald McDonald is growing up?
Yeah.
And they have him in a discotheque and stuff. And
they show him in more adult situations.
Right, he's trying to grow up. Now he wants to be called, he insists on being called Ron.
Really?
The Happy Meal now consists of a big bottle of whiskey.
What are you still toying with the idea of the puppet act, or were you telling me?
Oh no! Why you want to hear that guy?
I just remember you telling me you were working on a ventriloquist act.
Yeah, we don't call it puppet act, but thanks a lot, man, for the respect. The new thing is, as you call it, the puppet act. We call it ventriloquism.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's like
I didn't want you to be slumming there.
It's kind of postmodern ventriloquism, where the act almost talks about the non-existence of the he cops to the fact that it's an inanimate object. You've heard that.
A reductivist approach to
yes, and I've noticed they've exchanged. They used to just have the wood, like your joke would work, the lathe, back in the late 70s when you told it, right? But now, they've replaced the Charlie McCarthys with these giant, much more likable Muppet-type characters.
Oh, right.
Right? So it would be like because they found they were making too many movies where where the antagonist of the film was a ventriloquist dummy. Nothing but pure evil.
Right.
So then the ventriloquists are going, oh my God, this is not going to be good for my act.
The malevolence factor. So they went to sort of a sleeping bag with a face on it, the big plush thing.
That's what it looks like.
Uh-huh.
But no, Rusty's wood, my guy.
Wait a second. Saberhagen, you have to isolate that quote. That is going to be played regularly on this show. Rusty's wood, my guy, is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, man.
Oh, tell me about Rusty.
Hey, what, another guy canceled?
I don't know. What's Rusty look like?
What, Rusty? Oh, no, I'll get him out of the bag in a minute. But listen, that is...
Well, listen, Norman, I can't tell you how good it is to hear from you. I think you're a genius.
Wait,
I love you.
Wait, is it over?
Well, I haven't played a commercial yet this hour.
No, but are we going to do another bit after the commercial?
Can you stay?
Hold on, man. Let me ask Rusty.
We'll be right back with the guys on the Dennis Miller Show. Starring, is his name Sandy?
Rusty.
Rusty. How many puppets do you have?
I got 3.
3 in the bag?
Yeah, I got them cheaper because there were 3. But these are not cheap. I paid a pretty penny for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of them worked with Paul Winchell. This guy was a fortune. And then he's one guy, Rusty's the main guy, and plus I got a book. I do it, Hold on a sec. What the? That's just Gervitz phoning. He's phoning to ask me if I'm on with you guys. Should I take it?
Well, Gervit's checking up on you. We're all somebody's puppet, Norm. That's our plight in life.
Wait, why do you keep saying puppet? Jeez, man.
I don't know. Well, these personas that you have.
Anyway, now to me,
what's the Winchell?
They're as real as anything real, like a person.
Well, how I don't.
I have 3. One's Rusty. He's my, as it says in the book, he's my main man. And he's just like an everyman, this guy'll say anything. And then there's one puppet that's no good at all. That's he's an old guy and he's cranky about everything, right? But also he doesn't believe the Holocaust happened. He's like the worst puppet character ever. Like, I never want to talk to him. I never use him because it always comes back to that.
It's not Steve in Vermont. The puppet isn't Steve in Vermont.
No, he's the worst, man. The guy's just, first of all, he's playing wrong. He's not like an evil guy, just ignorant. Like old mental D. But anyway, and then the third one's Richard Nixon.
Actually,
you can talk to any of them. I don't care. I know. I'm not talking to old man Jenkins.
I am not a puppet. Thank you, Norm. Norm, the last time I talked to you, you were working with a puppet. Does that still hold true?
Why? They're not called puppets, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. What are they?
Ventriloquist dummies. And even that is a little apathetic. But
what would you imagine they'd like to be called in a perfect
well,
world?
I call them my friends.
Yes, of course.
My friends in the bag. Christian wanted me to do this, but I don't know where that bag is.
What were some of the puppets? Who was your rat pack in there?
I had my regular guy Brad. He's just my buddy, you know. And then I got this old man, and I had trouble with him. He's too cranky.
Right.
And it turned out I don't even want to mention what he believed.
And weren't you also beginning to work with a young Chippewa girl?
No, that one was too expensive. I wish I could find my Richard Nixon doll, because now they have that Frost-Nixon debate.
Yes.
And I do have a Richard Nixon doll.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm calling him a doll, but he's somewhere. But I haven't even started working with him on the road because I'm not very good at it yet.
No. If you use the Nixon doll, you have to hold his arms up and have him say, "I am not a doll." And then you know what'll happen then? Oddly enough, as in Rosemary Woods Land, you'll be greeted by 17 and a half minutes of silence.
Man, that impression was, I would say that's about equal to Frank Langella's.
I thought it was pretty good.
No, I'm serious.
Thank you.
Frank Langella sucks.
What do you like to do during the days in San Fran to unwind? Do you go?
I just work on my ventriloquism.
Oh, how's that going, Norm?
It's going great, man. I thought Rusty and I would do a little holiday song for you.
Oh, you're kidding me. Let me kick back here and put my feet up in front of the fire, you and Rusty. Which puppet is Rusty? Refresh me.
Rusty's just my friend. You know, I'm having a lot of trouble with my cranky old man. I don't know if you remember old Alec Majerison, the virulent anti-Semite.
Yeah, sure, I remember. What, are you kidding me? I have a plaque commemorating my first meeting.
I'm trying to get rid of that guy because you know he's a Holocaust denier. That's no secret. He's an enthusiastic Holocaust denier, and I've had it up to here with this character. You know, the man, he's just a waste of wood. But I don't know what to do. One of my Jewish friends suggested that, why don't I just throw him in a fire and burn him? But I say two wrongs don't make a right.
Gotta go.
But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. Let me get Rusty out here. Rusty, say hello to Dennis.
Hey, Dennis, how are you?
Hey, Rusty.
What?
Hi, Rusty.
Who's the dummy here, me or you?
It's me.
It sounds like it's you.
I'm sorry, Rusty. Let me give you my man voice. Hey, Rusty, how are you doing?
Yeah, dummy. Hey, come on now, Rusty. That's ridiculous.
Calling Dennis Miller a dummy on his own radio program.
No, can I jump in here for a second and tell you, here's how crazy Norm is. I'm sitting here believing that he actually has a puppet. Like, it's not enough for him to fake the puppet act on the radio and over the phone. You did pull out a puppet and have it on your arm right now, don't you?
Of course I have my pal Rusty here. Yay!
What do you boys have planned for us today, Rusty, Norm?
We're going to do a song, according to this dummy. Would you stop calling me that? You're the dummy. Now listen, we're going to do a song, a beautiful song. Why? By the way, Rusty, what are you doing for Christmas? Are you going to see your family? Oh, sure. In my family tree, it's an actual tree. Okay, now that's just ridiculous.
You're actually overlapping dialogue here, Norm. You're not even putting a second between you and the puppet's voice.
Now, Rusty, are you ready to sing that song with me? Sure.
There you go.
Okay, I'll start. Here we go. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw him, you would say that he was a drunk. Oh, come on! Well, that's ridiculous.
What the?
Come on now, this don't ruin. This is a classic. I'm sorry. All right, now let's continue. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to town. Rudolph, with your nose so bright, have you been drinking some bathtub gin? What? Okay, now that's enough. That's way beyond the pale.
Stop it, Rusty. Stop.
I wish you'd kick the bucket. Like what? Kick the bucket. What are you talking about? You said pale. Bucket. It's a synonym. Okay, all right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, now that's ridiculous. You're the dummy. Okay. Stop. I'm sorry, Dennis. This is going nowhere. This is ridiculous. I apologize for Rusty.
Oh, Jesus, it's so crazy. It's gotten so crazy over the years.
I can't go on with this. This is just an abuse to the whole idea.
All right. Now, what separates Rusty's old man voice from the old Holocaust denier's voice? Give me that voice.
You don't want to hear from him, do you?
Well, I know Rusty's just wetted the palate for a little more puppetry.
I swore I'd never use this guy.
It's like the Stones doing "Sympathy for the Devil" after Altamont.
There we
never
go.
thought I'd
Alec,
see you play it.
Alec, how are you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay, I guess. Yeah, I suppose. What do you think of this Christmas? What do I think of it? I'm not going to celebrate no holiday where a bunch of bearded New Yorkers killed our savior. Hey, come on now. You're going back in the case. I'm sorry, Dennis.
Oh, Lord. You didn't quite have control of the posse today, but I realize the holidays are amongst us, and that they're a little petulant this time of year.
I can never keep these guys under control.
Norman, do you still have are you still doing the Holocaust denier puppet? Is he still with you?
It turned out he's wildly unsuccessful.
Meanwhile, on the men's side of the French Open, Novak Djokovic continues his domination. A very talented player, but he's not the only gifted Djokovic. Please say hello to my little buddy, Jokey Djokovic. Look at this guy. Say hello to the people, Jokey. Hello to the people, Jokey. Well, now, come on, Jokey. Listen. Your cousin Novak Djokovic, why, he's certainly doing well. How are you doing today? Not so good. I got a bad case of tennis elbow. What? Well, I'm sorry to hear about that. It's better than a case of tennis balls. Oh, come on. Jokey. It's ridiculous. People didn't come here to hear that kind of nonsense. Now keep it clean. Okay. How many tennis players does it take to change a light bulb? Well, that's a very good question. I don't know, Jokey. How many tennis players does it take to change a light bulb? What do you mean the bulb's out? It was in! Oh, Jokey. That's ridiculous.
You know, this kind of backlash happens so fast now because of social media, and Adam, I know you've been involved with the Comedy Store for a long time, but when Louis jumped up at the Comedy Cellar the other night, a couple weeks ago, the Cellar's taken a lot of heat from people who were not necessarily customers.
Right.
People
Yeah.
on, the other side of the country or whatever. And we didn't, we never had that kind of thing happen before.
No.
Well, I'll tell you this, and I did not know this, and maybe you do. Comedians have gone up against Louis.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was talking to some
comedians have said this guy should not be able to ever perform again.
Yeah, I mean, I taught, they all come.
If you're a murderer, I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
I'm sorry. But if you're a murderer, you go to jail, and they let you off, 20 years later, and you try to get a job as a busboy. And if the guy says, "I'm not hiring that guy, he murdered," and you go, but he did his penance, and now you give him a job. That's the humane thing to do. And people go, "Well, what about the murdered person?" And you go, "Well, of course, he got worse.
Yeah,
the guy that lost his life, he's doing worse." But it doesn't mean you can't forgive, or it's impossible to forgive. I also don't feel anyone owes me an apology in public. I think personally that you owe an apology to anybody that you did ill to. You owe an apology to people that your actions hurt in a financial way or an emotional way. But nobody owes me an apology,
So that's where your shock about comedians comes from.
Yeah, because I don't understand why they're so. I guess I just don't understand how there can be no rules. If the rules are drawn out and set down, then that's one thing. But I always thought the audience would decide whether you're an objectionable comic or even a good comic. And so Louis went up here at the Comedy Cellar, and the audience let him know. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, but if the audience don't like him, then the club won't book him. I mean, that's how things work. And just because your heart can break for more than one person at the same time, and a person can do a bad thing, and you can feel sorry for that person while feeling worse for the person that had the bad thing done to them. This is all so self-evident. It's hard for me to unpack, but I wanted to use the word unpack.
Well, we also always think of comedians being 100% free speech and stuff like that. And I don't know whether you followed this at the New Yorker Festival, but they had Steve Bannon booked to come in and do an interview, and all the big comedians said, "I'm not going to be there if somebody interviews Steve Bannon." And it wasn't a thing of, "Hey, we're giving an award to Steve Bannon," but it was a chance for somebody from the New Yorker to interview him, and who knows what direction that would have went into. But people like Judd Apatow and I'm trying to think of who, Patton Oswalt I know was in it, and even Jimmy Fallon, they all said, "Well, we won't perform. We won't come and do the panel." And I'm always surprised by that angle.
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel, my brother's a foreign correspondent, and he did a 4-year documentary on neo-Nazis, and he interviewed all of the neo-Nazis in the world, from the Ernst Zundel all the way up to David Irving, and he didn't become a Nazi, at all.
Right.
And so I think people go, you know, I certainly wouldn't be a Nazi by hearing this, but Americans, you know, other than me, Americans are just people that will believe whatever they hear, and I think that's nonsense, you know. I think that if there was a Nazi, a person could go watch him because it seems like an entertaining thing, you know. Just the same way you listen to a guy screaming on the corner of the street. You stop and listen to him.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I would agree with you, except for I learned from your show that Adam was in a cult for 3 years. So I guess some people are easily molded.
I just want to stress it was not a Nazi cult.
You know, these cult leaders, they have a good gig going.
Yeah, yeah.
And they all fall for the same trap, which is they start fucking everybody.
Yeah.
And if you just,
not in that cult either.
you know, you have a good life.
Yeah.
People show up, they give you all your worldly
everything.
goods. You got all the money, and then you start having sex with the ladies. Then, drunk with power, you're not even gay. You start having sex with the men as well. And, you know, and then people go, hey, I was watching Fred fuck your wife the other day, and I was thinking, any chance he's not Jesus?
What's the hardest drug that Norm MacDonald's done?
I guess love.
Where did you go?
I had to go powder my nose.
Oh, man. I've never seen a guest do that before.
I had to go.
You ran away during the commercial break.
I ran away. I freshened up. I powdered my nose.
Freshened up?
And then I took a piss in the sink.
All right. Why? Why do I ask? It's my fault.
You go to, you start doing comedy, and, you know, what is interesting to me is we hear about this.
Cocaine is not working.
I'm from the time, let me tell you something, Jay. I'm from the time, I remember when pot was something you cooked your eggs in. Yes. I remember when hash was something you were made out of corned beef. Yeah. Exactly. I remember when acid was something you threw in a guy's face when he made a pass at your wife.
Exactly. Where are those days? Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember ecstasy when it was just the feeling you had when you threw that vial of acid in the guy's face.
So wouldn't you love to ask Dole, like, when he was doing the commercial for what they now call erectile dysfunction?
Yeah.
And I mean, how do you feel when you sit down and do that kind of a commercial? I mean, it's got to be a little embarrassing, you know.
I don't feel that an old man should have erectile function. No, just thinking, you know, because they have that Viagra thing out.
Yeah.
And the other day, you know, Bob Dole came right out and said
He was one of the first.
Yeah. And, you know, you don't want to hear about Bob Dole's cock, you know? I mean, President Clinton's cock, Bob Dole's cock, what the hell? But mostly, an old man like that, you don't want him to have a super hard cock. You know what I mean?
Why?
Why? Because an old man, you want him to be, got a pipe going, a newspaper, the dog at his feet there.
Well, that, in some corners, is considered pipe.
Oh. But now they're going to have to create some goddamn pill that makes women aroused at the sight of a fucking 70-year-old dude with a super hard cock. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. This Viagra. It's insane. And you know what it's for? Impotent people. All right, it's for impotent guys. So get this. I read this. The pill can make your cock hard for 4 hours.
Right.
So now, who has the 4-hour hard cock? The impotent guy. The rest of us are fucked. Me and you got our regular cocks. Meanwhile, fucking Spade is, you know.
Oh, man. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it coming.
Dude, I know you didn't. He brought it all around and then a vicious rip kick into his best friend's gut.
Once there's too much cock talk, I try to just zone out for a minute till it goes back the other way.
If there's too much cock talk, this guy has fevered nightmares all night. Dreams, I mean, like sweaty, fevered dreams from the cock talk that's been all over his head.
Why bury me twice? He's killing me.
No, he's a good man.
That erased it. All right.
No, he's a good man.
Who cares?
After all that, that's the whiteout he puts on.
Yeah, I know, it's awful.
After he talks about you doing chin-ups on cock for 18 minutes. No, he's a good guy.
Just backstage, a lot of celebrities back there, man. I was talking to Jerry Jones, you know, the Cowboys owner, and he's disappointed, obviously. Yeah. Well, he's a good guy, though, man. He's talking about rebuilding the team, you know. And he told me, he says, we have to get back to what made us a championship team. Strippers and crack. And, of course, it was very inspiring to see President Clinton up here on crutches making a speech. I mean, I thought that was just amazing, you know. I mean, it's been difficult for the president. You know, he can't jog now, and he needs help getting around, and he still occasionally suffers great pain, you know. On the upside, you got your medical marijuana, so that's, you know. You must inhale, sir. It's the only way you're going to get better. The show has loosened up considerably. I noticed I was watching Oprah and Dave talking about weed and booze. I don't do either of those. The hardest drug I ever did, LSD. And I remember I was a kid, I was like 16, and I remember they warned me, they said, hey, you got to be careful with that LSD on account of you can get a flashback. 10 years can go by, 20 years, 30 years, and a flashback will happen. So I thought, hey, that seems like a good deal. You know, you tell me I buy a drug for $5, I eat it, I get high, and then 20 years later I get high again? That's not the point. I like to stretch my drug dollar. The point is this. 10 years have passed, 20 years have passed, 30 years have passed, and no flashbacks. What a jip that turned out to be. Just more horse by the big acid companies, that's all it is. All right. I want to apologize for running out earlier. I don't know if anybody saw that. But, you know, these things happen in live TV, and it reminds me actually of a maxim that Christopher Plummer told me many years ago. He said, before a live awards ceremony, do not eat a fistful of LSD. Take that with you.
Now, Norm, I remember years ago you told me that you were there for the birth of your son, and I always remember this. And you said that was the most exciting thing you had ever participated in. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yes. And then what happened?
I took crystal meth.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I didn't know what you were getting at.
That's right. No, and then you said a couple of weeks later you went skydiving.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah, that was what it was. Yeah. And or hang gliding, yeah, hang gliding. And how was that compared to the birth? It was.
This was a joke I did at one point?
I have to do your act for you now? Is that what it's come to? And you said that was much more exciting than the birth.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's whoops.
I assume anyone smiling is on meth. Veterinarians in Colorado have reported that marijuana use is on the rise amongst dogs. They say you'll know if your dog is too high if it starts making a really tall sandwich.
They like sweets better
What's
when
that
they're high.
mean? Yes, I don't know.
In England, a woman was arrested for throwing a birthday party for her 16-year-old son that included marijuana, alcohol, and strippers. Now she's got even bigger problems. What to do for his 17th birthday.
Whatever.
The street drug Special K has been found to be an excellent treatment for depression. This according to the New England Journal of Gary Busey.
You know, dogs and humans love to run because it apparently gives them a natural high similar to that of marijuana, according to the University of Arizona. Wow. After running what are called cannabinoids, the chemical found in marijuana that gives you a feeling of euphoria, are higher in humans and dogs, and this encourages them to run again. To 7-Eleven for a Slurpee. A Papa John's delivery man has been arrested for allegedly selling more than $40,000 in cocaine hidden in pizza boxes.
Jesus.
To undercover police officers. This raises an important question. Where is all that pizza that was supposed to go in those boxes? Can I have them to eat? I'm a big fat guy.
A Florida University student was caught streaking on campus and apparently told police he was on acid and asked them to cut his dick off. Boy, these kids today are crazy. In my day, we didn't need drugs. We would just cut our own dicks off.
Yeah, you didn't need no fucking acid and shit. When did you gain the weight?
Well, I fluctuated a lot throughout my life. But
how did you gain it?
Eating and not exercising.
Would that be your natural weight, or do you have to fight that all the time?
Well, yeah, I think I have to fight it to a degree. Yeah.
And how did you lose the weight?
Cocaine.
Cocaine?
Cocaine. Mostly, yeah, cocaine and other drugs, and very, very serious depression.
That helps me a lot, Dr. Oz.
Is that what I think it is?
I don't know. Do you think it's cocaine?
Yep.
Well, you're partly right. It's cocaine, and it's also a lot of baby laxative. So you might.
A couple minutes.
Yeah.
I'll be
careful, because it burns like hell when the.
Yeah.
Some of you may have heard I had an amazing week last week when I got married. Such a great time that I decided to let them show the video of my wedding. So here it is.
Deal was cash.
Here I am talking about the caterer. He did a really wonderful job.
6 months ago.
Well, I never said cash.
The deal was cash.
Here, I'm sure this will cover it. It's from the spellings. What are you doing? Turn that thing off. To our senses.
Probably no institution in this country is as burdened with the problems as the American prison system. Here to update is Here to comment is update correspondent Norm MacDonald. Sorry, Norm. Hello.
Thank you. You know, I've always been afraid of going to prison, and I was thinking about it the other day, and I realized that what scares me most about going to prison isn't the loss of freedom or the stigma or even the separation from family. For me, the scariest thing about going to prison is, it's the anal rape. And it's always kind of puzzled me that they never seem to, you know, touch on that during the sentencing. You know, it's a worst part of the whole deal, and the judge doesn't even mention it. You know, there's probably guys who go to prison and don't even realize what's in store for them, you know, because they're not as streetwise as you and me. You know, can you imagine that? You know, you're sent to prison, you know, the first night there, you know, there's the anal rape thing there, you know. Yeah, the next day you see the guy in a prison cafeteria there, and you go, hey, buddy, hey, I got a bone to pick with you, pal, hey. Let me tell you something, you were way out of line last night, way out of line. It's ridiculous. How'd you like if I did something like that to you, huh? How would that be? No, you wouldn't like that too much, would you? No. Let me just say, that was one of the most selfish, inconsiderate things I've ever been involved with. What were you thinking? Or were you even thinking? I mean, what's got into you? I turn my back on you for a second, you pull a stunt like that? It's ridiculous. And another thing, don't be telling Johnson I'm your bitch. I'm not your bitch. That's crazy. I'm not even gay. I tried to tell you that last night, but you wouldn't listen. No, you wouldn't listen, would you? I have a good mind to go to the warden about this. It's crazy. And you know what hurts the most, pal? You know what? I trusted you. That's what hurts the most. You know? Well, actually, the anal rape hurt the most, but trusting you is second. A distant second, I'll tell you that. Anyway, I'm so angry I can't even talk to you right now. You know, I'll just leave you with this. You got a lot of growing up to do, pal. A lot of growing up, I'll tell you that. Anyway, that's what scares me most about going to prison. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, Ron. How you feel?
Still,
it goes
did
on.
you see Django Unchained?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. You remember when Leonardo DiCaprio and the boys were sitting around watching the slaves
the Mandingo
fight to death?
Yeah, awful.
Yeah, awful.
Oh, he's not doing what I told him, for God's sake. Bravo, Luigi, così, dai! Dai che sei più rapido! Come on now, boys! A fight to the death!
But isn't that what boxing is?
No.
You and your rich friends, you go to Vegas, you say, bring up those poor black people from the ghetto. In the ghetto.
I don't think that's the requirement.
And a mother cry.
I don't think that you have to be African American.
You have to be poor.
Okay.
Well.
It just so happens, I think. Maybe because that's a way out for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you think it's cool that rich people pay money to watch two poor people fight to the death?
Well, if they're good, they won't be poor anymore. Mayweather was one of the top paid athletes last year.
Yeah. Yeah, and he lost it all on the Jaguars.
This car costs $3.2 million. This Bugatti right here costs $1.6 million. You ain't seen these, Tori.
I haven't seen these?
No.
Boy, this is 7 cars, man. Silver, platinum, Miami, black LA, white Vegas.
Yeah.
I thought we were going over my credits, and you've lured me into a discussion. You put me on the side of the argument.
I'm trying to say,
a rich white person oppressing young black males into boxing. I don't know how I got that.
Let's go back to Saturday Night Live.
All right.
Because it was always a mystery to me why you were fired. I had my own theory. It's a rather shallow theory.
I'd love to hear your theory.
You were bald.
Oh, that would not make it an issue.
That would be the worst reason ever. I grasped onto that you were bald. You know what I mean? The way that conspiracy theorists go, by God, one disturbed 24-year-old could not have taken down Camelot. I think the same way with you. Why were you fired?
Was Oswald 24?
He was an overachiever.
He looked older than 24.
I look at the poster, and for Anchorman 2, and what do I see on the poster? Paul Rudd. Who else do I see? Will Ferrell. Who else do I see?
Steve Carell.
Steve Carell. Who else do I see? David Koechner. 3 multimillionaires.
I'm not multi-million. Do you think I'm really wealthy?
No, I said 3 multimillionaires.
Oh, 3. Listen, folks.
Name me another guy that had that many characters in the first year of Saturday Night Live, bar Eddie Murphy.
Well, I'll bet you Mike Myers did.
First year? Mike Myers, first year? Nothing.
Nothing.
You're not a bitter
Why
man.
do I keep getting put
You're
on
not a
this
bitter
side,
man. You're not bitter.
this side of these arguments?
Well, you must. Your father
Yes.
had something to do with turkeys.
Well,
I was told. A little birdie told me.
He was a manufacturer of turkey coops.
What is your favorite project you've ever worked on?
This.
I want to talk about Del Close.
Favorite project I've ever worked on? There's tons. There's tons of them.
Yeah.
A recent one, and this is not just.
So you don't understand the word favorite.
Wow. Is this called Norm's Hot Box today?
This guy, Pee Wee Sherman 300 is his name. He says, in a few words, tell us why Second City is so much better than the Groundlings or Upright Citizens Brigade.
Is it?
That's what he thinks.
He said, tell me why it is.
Yeah.
I keep getting put into this situation. Here's your argument you must defend. What are its properties? Can you tell me what some of the properties a mug might have, Norm? I've lost him. I think he's asleep.
No. I can tell you what properties a mug might have, but I think you might be interested in the fact that this guy used to jerk off punks under the Queensboro Bridge for $15 a man.
Are you sure they were punks? How did we get there?
Paradise with your body, I don't wanna share. We're making dynamite, explosive love intentions building in the air.
In improvisation, you get a suggestion.
Could I play one of the deadly sins?
Yes. You let that inform what you're going to do, for instance. Pick one of your favorite deadly sins.
Well,
Gluttony.
I remember one time a preacher that I used to know when I was a young boy. And he said he was driving his bicycle, here and there and here again. I was driving his bicycle. So,
what's going on?
I was going to tell you a story.
I know, but
it has to do with this.
Okay.
And he's a good man, pious man. And one day, his bicycle went missing. So my daddy said to him, Bert, that was his name. We weren't Catholic, he just called the preacher by his first name. Bert, I think I know how to find out who stole your bicycle. How would I do it? When you're when you're doing your sermon next week, you just go through the 10 Commandments. You just go through the 10 Commandments from 1 to 10. And when you hit number 8, thou shalt not steal, you look at the congregation and you'll see somebody, doing this here, fiddling with his glasses. That's your thief. I'll do it, Bert says. So my daddy told me that story, and I was really hankering to see that speech that Bert was going to say that day. So he goes through the 10 Commandments. Starts from 1 right down to 10. Now he gets to 8 and speeds right through it. Speeds right through 8. My daddy said, "What the hell?" So afterwards, you get outside. Bert, what in earth happened? Number 8 was the one you were supposed to go. Why'd you speed through it? Bert says, "Well, I'll tell you why. When I came to number 7 in the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not commit adultery. By golly, I remember where I put my bike." He was fucking Widow McClanahan.
Then it's not adultery. She's a widow.
No, but he's a man of the cloth.
Oh, he's a Catholic. He's a priest.
No, he's a reverend, but we have our,
So that's how we got there from the 7 deadly sins. Okay.
Yeah.
In the December issue of Playboy, 60 Minutes reporter Mike Wallace reveals that he has not only smoked marijuana, but that it made him sexually aroused. According to Wallace, he made these comments in an effort to frighten young people off sex and drugs forever. In an interview this week, Bob Dole said he is strong enough to handle the pain of losing the presidential election, although he did admit that the shock of winning would give him a giant heart attack. At a veterans hospital in the Bronx yesterday, 4 Playboy playmates were on hand to wish the residents a happy Valentine's Day. One veteran who was there called it an afternoon of, quote, hellish, agonizing sexual frustration. Senator Strom Thurmond, at 94, the oldest person ever to serve in Congress, has been hospitalized this week with a bout of the flu. Doctors who examined the senator thoroughly got kind of nauseous. Embattled House Speaker Newt Gingrich may finally have solved his financial troubles. On Thursday, Gingrich announced that former Senator Bob Dole has loaned him the $300,000 needed to pay his ethics committee fine. And today, more good news for Gingrich. Dole has already forgotten he loaned him the money. According to prosecutors in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Henrietta Collins, a 90-year-old widow, was bilked out of her life savings by the trustees of her estate. Note to self, forget trying to bilk Henrietta Collins out of her life savings. Some dirty bastard got there first. Former President Ronald Reagan is selling his Santa Barbara ranch to the federal government, which will turn it into a California state park. In what can best be described as a sweetheart deal for Reagan, he will get $5 million for the 700-acre ranch, and he will still think he owns it. The rich get richer, you know? Ridiculous. Well, our best wishes to North Carolina Senator Jesse Helms, who at 76 years old recently underwent surgery to repair an old knee injury. Doctors say the senator will no longer need his cane for walking, but Helms says he will continue to use it to scare off young whippersnappers. Nothing better than a cane to scare off young whippersnappers. Finally, in entertainment news, there are rumors that actor Don Johnson is dating 71-year-old San Francisco socialite Denise Hale. An observer who spotted the couple necking in a restaurant will have trouble getting an erection for the rest of his life. Former First Lady Barbara Bush published her memoirs this month. Readers were shocked by her revelation that while living at the White House, she had sex with former President George Bush. Former First Lady Nancy Reagan reports that her husband has been relaxing at their ranch, riding horses and chopping wood. Sadly, eyewitnesses report that he was actually riding wood and chopping horses. George Foreman says his upcoming autobiography will be an inspiration to every American who has tried to reach the impossible dream. And in a related story, former heavyweight champion Michael Moorer says that he wants his autobiography to be an inspiration to anyone who's ever been beaten up by an old man. Well, next Tuesday is Halloween, or as evil old people know it, Razor Apple Day. A new study shows that a few simple tests may be able to determine which elderly drivers are most likely to have accidents. Sadly, the tests all involve a lot of old people driving cars into trees. Kind of sad. This week, President Clinton played golf with ex-presidents Gerald Ford and George Bush. Bush hit an old lady in the face with a golf ball, giving her a broken nose and 10 stitches. But don't be impressed. It took him 5 strokes to do it. So. Cowboy legends Roy Roger and Dale Evans launched an internet site on the World Wide Web yesterday so hackers can learn more about the Western duo. The most asked question so far, hey, aren't you guys dead? And now Weekend Update would like to wish a happy birthday to comic legend George Burns, who turned 100 years old today. You know, I don't know the secret to his longevity, but I think I speak for all of us when I say, I hope Pauly Shore doesn't know it either. A shocking crime in Bunell, Florida, where a 92-year-old man in a nursing home has been charged with sexually assaulting an 85-year-old woman. A nurse who witnessed the attack has not stopped vomiting. In other political news, Texas billionaire Ross Perot announced this week that if his party wants him to run for president, he will. According to Insider, it is the first step in Perot's plan to waste the last few years of Bob Dole's life. This week, after 50 hours of failed budget talks with Bill Clinton, a frustrated Bob Dole said, quote, we ought to have a new president, and added, and he should be a really, really old guy. Finally, some good news. According to her doctor, legendary actress Katharine Hepburn is recovering nicely from her recent illness, and they have even upgraded her condition to decrepit. So that's nice. Well, you don't like her? You don't like Katharine Hepburn, for God's sakes?
And come to think of it, I got addicted to you. Oh, no, no, no. And come to think of it, I need somebody like you. Oh, no, no, no. I need someone like you.
An 89-year-old Washington man fought off a robber with a golf club. Though, to be fair, the only reason the guy was swinging the golf club was because he mistook the robber for the grim specter of death.
Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious.
What kind of joke is that?
I don't know. That's Adam Egan's going to read
That's
one
not
now.
a joke.
It's sort of not.
Why can't I have a good joke with a good
I'll give you a good
punchline?
one. I'll give you a good one.
Does that make sense to you? You're a golf guy. Is that,
It makes some sense. Here's a joke about an old guy. This is actually, the premise of this is true. The world's oldest man died yesterday.
Yeah.
So what do you think of this joke?
Man had died. Cause of death, everybody yelled surprise. Oh, it's
You don't read it to yourself.
That's also got a Japanese ending where they yelled supplies.
When I first met you and I saw you, I was like, oh, he's doing like a Jerry Norm thing.
Yeah, completely.
Seinfeld and Norm, I think Attell and Dangerfield were my...
Yes.
Every comic you'd see, Joe Mackey was like Hedberg and Eugene Merman.
Wow.
You could always see who people were kind of influenced by in their first couple years. And for you, it was Norm MacDonald. I still remember when he made it to I think he made it to the finals on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. He made it to the $1 million question, and he bailed because it was for charity. But it turned out he knew the right answer. So this is a guy who, by all accounts, was like self-educated.
Yeah.
And made it that far. I mean,
Tell me what you want to do. I think Pinehurst is too obvious, so I guess I will say what's the matter? Greenbrier. What are you making that face for?
I'm scared to death.
Okay, I'll just give it $500,000.
All right. What do you think?
I have no idea. I said my guess.
Did you say Greenbrier?
Yeah.
You would have won $1 million, but
really one of the best comedy minds of all time. I remember Colin Quinn told me a story once that, one of my favorite musicians ever, Leonard Cohen, being a Canadian, would go see Norm MacDonald play.
Whoa.
And Norm was like, who's this guy? Who's this old guy? He didn't care that Leonard Cohen was a Norm MacDonald fan.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Not just his stand-up, but I mean, an edgy, underappreciated Weekend Update anchor.
Oh, the best. Easily the best Weekend guy.
And I believe he followed Kevin Nealon, who I thought was great as well.
Nealon was great.
Yeah.
They
different
said,
type of anchor.
Yeah, Dennis Miller was always like lauded as the best one, and then I feel like Norm kind of took it over.
Well, Norm was our guy. It's almost like people were like, I'm a Letterman guy, and then we're like, well, we're Conan guys.
Right.
That's kind of what Norm was. Remember, he did a bit that defended Tiger Woods that I thot was hilarious on the show, and the bit was basically like how many. Well, he's like, yeah, he cheated, but think about how many women hit on him. Like he goes, how many women hit on you in this many years? He goes, 1 in 10 years. He goes, Tiger had like this many hundred. He only slept with this many.
Right.
And he did the math. He goes, he's more faithful than you are. That's a great angle for a bit.
Also, Tiger is different than you and me. Now, how many chances do we have in our life to commit adultery? Maybe 10. So if we stray once, it's not even 10. We just think it's 10. If we stray once, that's 10%. Now, Tiger may have had sex with 50 or 60 girls, but what about the 3 million he could have but didn't? You got to factor those gals in. Then that makes the percentage 0.000000006, which statistically is 0. So, from a strictly mathematical standpoint, Tiger Woods is the most faithful man who has ever lived.
A lot of great comics are like, well, I think it was more like the media was tearing Tiger to shreds, and even though we can agree what he did was wrong, I think he felt for him, and that was his way of being like, I feel for this guy that is being railroaded. Like when you see the Tiger doc, you do feel for him.
Sure,
you know?
Of course.
There's nuance to the picture, and he added nuance. That's what I think. That's what I took from the bit. He was a true comic legend. I mean, so many comics revered him. He was a comics comic, and it's rare for those guys to break through and have the mainstream success that Norm had. But he really did. You know.
Yeah.
He had a lot of failed pilots, but he kept getting the pilots because I think he was one of those guys. I think even the suits were like, nah, he's good. Like, he had that kind of pure, tall, good-looking guy. Great observational, could work clean. Kind of had all the tools of what a mega star stand-up should have, but he was just so dry and such a disruptor, that would get in the way sometimes. But,
totally.
You know. I met him twice. And the first time I met him was I was doing this comedy style competition at Caroline's, and it was the Final Four. It was me, Dan Soder, who eventually beat me in the final two. It was me, Soder, Nick Cobb, and Adam Newman.
Wow.
And Norm MacDonald was just chilling in the crowd watching.
Damn.
And he couldn't have been nicer. He was so freaking nice to all of us.
Yeah.
Complimenting our acts, being like, man, I can never do this type of thing, you know. So cool. And then the other time I met him was on Last Comic Standing when he was a judge, and I got eliminated in the first round. I had a pretty good set, better than a lot of people who moved on, but it's NBC, let's face it.
That's how it goes.
But I remember I had one joke that Norm singled out and goes, that joke is gold. And that to me was like, to me, I didn't even feel that bad. I got locked off because I was like, Norm MacDonald, who is the judge that I connected to his work the most. It was Roseanne and Keenan. I connect to Roseanne's politics, of course. But no, but it was Roseanne and Keenan Ivory Wayans. And like, obviously I love In Living Color, but Norm, I'm a comic. Norm was the guy I connected with. And the joke he loved was I said, you know, my last girlfriend was a hoarder and she broke up with me, which stings extra hard. I'm like the one thing she can get rid of. And he said he loved that joke. And then Keenan kind of digged me in the last comic thing. He said, no, I like some of your jokes, but not all of them. And I said, well, I loved all your scary movie films. And it got a huge laugh. And I only did the first two. And I was like, all right. I remember I saw Norm in like the food. He couldn't let it pass. He couldn't take the L on that one. I knew I was out after that.
Right.
And then I'm walking through the thing. It was like a break. I guess they were taking a break, the paid audience. And I see Norm and he goes, I really like that you dug it.
Oh.
So that was a special moment.
He's the real deal. He really is.
Yeah, I think he could tell. And I said I met you once at Caroline's, and I told him I really like.
How are you all? I'm glad to be here. Take my wife, please. I take my wife everywhere, but she finds her way home.
Hey, how about this? Take my wife, please. You think of that joke? 3-word setup, 1-word punchline, 4-word joke.
4-word
That's impressive.
Don't get better than that.
thought about that.
I spent the last 2 weeks at Disneyland. It was so much fun. The next time I'm taking my wife and kids. Worst thing I've ever read. Piece of garbage. The next time, I'll take my wife and kids.
It doesn't really
but
make much
that's
sense.
a rhythm joke. That's a young man.
Yeah.
I had such a good time. I got up this morning at the crack of my back, stuffed up the crack, went back to bed. Take my wife, please.
Henny Youngman was a great friend of mine.
He was.
Oh, he was.
He was the best.
The best. Nothing made...
Take my wife, please, right?
Yeah, but nothing would lead into things. You know, as he'd get up and just a stream of consciousness. Woody Allen's favorite comedian was Henny Youngman. You know, as he'd tell you a joke like this and then go like this and go like this. You know what I mean? You go from this. I go to the doctor, and the doctor said to me, "You look great. You're going to live till you're 60." I said, "I am 60. What did I tell you?" Yeah, that's funny.
That's funny.
Henny Youngman was the cheapest man. I'll never forget. He called me one day and said, "Hello, Jack." Oh, my wife died. Can you do a club date for me? That was it. My wife died. Can you do this club date for me? Young man, I'll never forget that. I just hung up. My wife died. In the same breath, can you do a club date for me?
Just do it.
You know, today I found a guy's hand in my pocket. I said, "What do you want?" He said, "I want a match." I said, "Why did you ask for it?" He said, "I don't talk to strangers." I had an uncle up here, was a psychic, knew the exact day he was going to die. The warden told him. The drunk gets into a taxi. He said, "Take me to the Waldorf Astoria Hotel." He says, "You're at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel." He said, "Next time, don't drive so fast." I got a wonderful doctor. Before the operation, he trusted up the x-rays. Guy walks in, the doctor. He said, "Doctor, I have a ring in my ear. What'll I do?" He said, "Don't answer." Another fellow walks in, the doctor. The doctor said, "You're going to live to be 60. He said, "I am 60. He said, "What I tell you?" I said, "Doc, it hurts when I do that." He said, "Don't do that." The doctor said to me, "Get undressed." I said, "Take me out a few times first." I'm standing there naked. The doctor says, "Go over the window, stick your tongue out the window." I said, "For what?" He said, "I'm mad at my neighbor." I said, "Doc, I got shingles. They try to sell me aluminum siding." Fellow said to another fellow, "Look, take this gun and go in the bank. Tell her you want the money. Get the money in the bag. Back out. Anybody gets in your way, shoot to kill, and come right outside and give me the money. I'll be sitting in the car. And I'm taking all the chances." He said, "You mean to tell me you want me to go in there with the gun, hold up the teller, get the money, back out, anybody gets in the way, shoot to kill, bring the money out to me in the car, and you say you're taking all the chances? How are you taking all the chances?" He said, "I can't drive." Here's one I do myself. I want to do this myself because I like it. I was a man lost in the woods, comes upon a monastery, a religious building. Outside the monastery, the friars in their costumes and the monks are working. And he tells them he's hungry and he's lost, and they invite him in. They say, "All we have to eat is fish and chips." And he eats the fish and chips, and he loves the fish. He says, "I'd like to meet the man who made the fish." They bring a man out. They say, "You the fish fryer?" He says, "No, I'm the chipmunk." I like it. Next scene, picture this. A funeral procession, 2 hearses. Behind the hearse walks a man with a vicious dog, and 100 men in the funeral procession. So a fellow steps off the curb. He said, "What's going on here?" He says, "My wife and my mother-in-law. My dog bit them." He says, "Can I borrow the dog?" He says, "Get in line." And the next scene, I'm sitting on the stool having a drink. Over here's a man on the stool having a drink. He falls down 3 times. I pick him up each time. Bartender, where does this man live? I'll give him a lift home. Tells me where he grab the man, pull him down to the car, open the back seat, put him in, he falls down. I get to the address they gave me, I pull the man out of the car, he falls down 3 more times. I pick him up each time. I knock on the door. Mrs. Einstein, I brought your husband home. She says, where's his wheelchair?
I'm not a rock star, baby, I'm a writer, say no. Ain't got no drugs on me, baby.
Dennis Rodman.
Here's an interesting thing. Do you ever notice this?
Yeah.
Penny Youngman
Yeah.
is an old man.
Yeah.
But Gary Oldman is a young man. What about Paul Newman is an old man?
You got another one?
What about Gary Mann is a guy who works over at Comedy Central?
Is that what happened?
I don't know. And people constantly tell me, or I hear this, funniest man that ever lived.
Mel Brooks.
Do you believe that?
Sure. I mean, I think he's of an era. You know what I mean? I think he's still. I think the amazing thing about him, if you are, well, you're not wired that way. If you're a Jew and your wiring is Jewish,
okay,
Mel Brooks is going to tap right into that.
Gotcha.
Like, yeah.
Gotcha. I understand.
I turned
The best was Mel Brooks as the 2,000-year-old man. Still the funniest comedy album ever made. When he says to him, how'd you live 2,000 years? He says, well, once. I was 400 years old, and I got a tip that the angel of death was coming. And what I did was, I ate a whole clove of garlic, and I got under the covers, and the angel of death tapped me on the shoulder. I turned around and said, who is it? And he went away for 300 years. Mel Brooks.
Does he like the 2,000-year-old man?
Both parts of me.
I'm going to ask you one question about the 2,000-year-old man, then we're going to go to a break.
Okay.
Would not it have been easier to make him a 10,000-year-old man?
As a matter of fact, I was wrong making him a 2,000-year-old man because I asked him questions that happened before 2000. I asked him about Moses, and I realized, well, it was my mistake. Anyway, that's my fault. Steve Allen is the guy who is responsible for the 2,000-year-old man getting on record.
Oh, he is?
We did it at parties for years, 10 years.
Yeah.
Mel and I did the 2,000-year-old man just for fun.
Yeah.
And everybody says, you got to put it on record, you got to put it on record. And we said, no, this is only for Jews and non-anti-Semitic Gentiles. And finally, Steve Allen said, fellas, if you don't do it, George Burns says, if you don't, he saw it at a party, if you don't put it on a record, I'm going to steal it. And Edward G. Robinson said, put it on a record. He says, I want to make a play. I want to make a play out of that. Make a play out of that. That's what he said. Make a play out of that. I want to play the 1,000-year-old man. I says, 2,000. I can play any age. And it was Steve Allen who said, fellas, take my studio, go wail. And we did. We wailed for 2 hours, cut it down to 47 minutes, and there it was.
Now, in that story, Edward G. Robinson's the funny man.
Yeah.
Steve Allen just let you use the studio. But it was you who created the 2,000-year-old man. Not even Mel Brooks. You.
Yes.
Mel Brooks is amazing. He's doing the show next week.
Is he?
Yeah.
There's nobody funnier.
What show?
I've interviewed, he's doing your show here?
Yeah.
I've interviewed every funny person in the world. You're very funny.
Yeah.
There's nobody.
Am I second?
Because Mel Brooks is a freaking genius. I had him on my show the night Neil Armstrong landed on the moon. All right?
Allegedly.
He's on my radio show.
But
Allegedly. But also, really.
Yeah.
But okay, my guess is the 2,000-year-old man tonight. Man has landed on the moon. What do you think of that? And out of nowhere, he says, I love the moon. The moon, in my whole life, 2,000 years, is my favorite thing is the moon. I said, why? He says, because for 400 years, I thought I had a cataract. And one day, this guy named Irving said, isn't the moon beautiful tonight? I said, the what?
Irving.
No, that's funny.
All right. Let me count my fingers for you, Carl Reiner said. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the left hand. So when, you know, this will be our day, but there'll be a lot of tourists in the future who might notice that I had 6 fingers on my left hand. You know, if they're aware, but they're all from Des Moines, they'll never notice it.
That's the best part of the picture right there. I'm crazy about that guy. I love him. I can't get enough of him.
Adorable. Mel Brooks.
How did you start in the film business?
I mostly like this one. Yes, who is it? Mel Brooks. Yes? Well, I got free coffees. I got free coffees here to someone inside. Can I come in? Then I came in and said, I got no coffee. It's Mel Brooks. I'm in show business. And they let me in. And I.
So you're an Oscar winner. We were just discussing the Oscars. I don't know if you were paying attention.
Yes, I am an Oscar winner. Mm-hmm. I'd like to thank...
Are you going to use yours for a doorstop?
Still thinking.
My Oscar...
Where is your Oscar?
My Oscar. My Oscar is living in Detroit now. Well...
in this film, High Anxiety, you sing. And I cannot judge whether that's good or not. But you write your own songs, you sing your own songs, you act your own films, you direct them, you write them.
Well, if you hire other people, you have to pay them money. Saves a few dollars when you do everything yourself, you know what I mean? They're the greatest people in the world. They have heart, they have soul, they have time, they have a joy, a joie de vivre.
Joie de vivre.
Yes. The French have a joie de vivre.
That's true.
Jews have a
Your son, the tall one. Believe it or not, I have brothers and a mother. Everybody in my family is about 4'3", 4'4". I am called Stretch at home.
An older appearance, and to look like a person, you know? He's a silly kid. He's just really a silly kid. I really love you. I really love you.
Well, you know, you keep saying...
I really love you.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Really, this...
And I don't fall in love with guys, you know what I mean? I'm pretty tough myself. But every once in a while, a beauty comes along and... Professional singer. I'm not even a professional actor. I'm not a professional director. I am a professional tailor. Stand up. I'll show you. Take in here. Take in here. He is nice. He is good. The crowd.
Very good.
Here we can make here under the arms. I am. Sit down.
Beautiful. Thank you. How much is it?
You just made a film in Yugoslavia.
Yes.
Is that not true?
That's true, sir.
Why would you go to Yugoslavia when you could... Can't you find locations in America that look like Yugoslavia? Oh, there's no time for you to answer that. We will be
I'm going to answer it anyway. I don't care about your stinking commercial.
We'll be right back. Would you like a piece of goat cheese?
Goat cheese? How so? How so?
I have a piece for you.
I'd love. Where is it?
It's right here.
Is it really goat cheese?
Yeah, it's really good. Do you want to split it? It was in my lunch, and I know how you like goat cheese, and
I'll have a little bit.
I brought that for you. It's good, isn't it?
It's feta cheese.
It's what?
Feta, F-E-T-A, Greek cheese, goat cheese.
Did they have that in Yugoslavia when you were making your film?
Wood. We ate wood.
I see.
There was nothing to do at night. There was no fun. Tito had the car.
I'm not going to help.
What's next, Mel? Come on.
No, I don't want to interfere.
You're not interfering. This is fun this way.
This is Susan Spot. This is Susan Spot.
No, this is Susan Blakely.
Oh, sorry. Back. Now, I'm going to, but may I ask you some more questions? Huh?
Tom.
2 hard-boiled eggs. Now, may I ask you some
Certainly.
questions? Yeah. What do you think of me? You know.
Chapeau.
Okay. It's not the best one, but...
Will it do?
Sure.
Can you make do with that? I don't know why the 2,000-year-old man wears a cape.
cakes are the worst cake. They
How
got
many?
me the worst.
Wonderful.
All right, I'm getting in character. I'm feeling it. I'm Jewish. All right.
I
heard that you're married to the most beautiful woman in the world. Is that true, Mr. Brooks?
No, I'm married to Anne Bancroft. Ladies and gentlemen, my beautiful wife, my gorgeous wife, Anne Bancroft. I had no idea. I had no idea my wife was coming on, but it's always a pleasure to see my wife. Always. Because she earns a good salary. And I tell you that when you marry somebody, whether it's a boy or a girl, whatever you marry, you must make sure that they contribute to the financial pot of the house. They must contribute something. Just a smile is not enough. It's not enough. You have to chip in a few dollars, a few pennies. Chip in. She brings all her money home. Yes.
No cafeteria.
Yes, and I invest all her money into this pocket. Make sure it's...
Some women who are tall get a little self-conscious around guys they feel like who are smaller. They have to crouch and slouch to make them feel more comfortable. Is that...
I think that my natural posture is something closer to a Mr. Burns, and that I have to fight.
You're like Mr. on The Simpsons. You're like
one of these.
Yes,
I've seen candid photos of me,
right.
just the beautiful line of his back. So I have to really.
This fella wrote many of them Simpsons.
I know. I'm.
Yeah.
Sort of in love.
Oh.
What? What's that?
Well, no, I just my prerequisite for any relationship is that the person that I date has to love The Simpsons as much as I do. I just don't think I could ever really love someone if they didn't truly love The Simpsons.
Yes.
You guys should get married and go on a honeymoon too.
I don't even know anymore. That's a hologram of Norm MacDonald.
I'm just saying, get the tin cans in the back of that Buick and off you go.
Are you an old gold prospector now? You know, we're gonna make this happen. So, told that you like to make unusual craft projects, and I heard about this, and I thought I've got to ask you about it because you know, and you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but it seems so unusual. I see you; you're such a beautiful woman, and then I heard about this craft project. It seemed a little unusual.
I was living in Texas for a little while, and I started collecting owl pellets. And for anyone who doesn't know, when an owl eats a field mouse or a rodent, it eats it, digests all of the edible parts, and then regurgitates a pellet, which is all the bones, all the undigestible matter. And I collect those and harvest the bones, and then make magical creatures out of them.
Well, that's fine with me about that owl. I don't give a hoot.
I don't think you should.
I think
be
you should
on a
host
talk show.
Yeah.
You should be writing liquor store greeting cards.
Found some roadkill on the side of the road one day and was looking up how to dissolve the meat in the way that would be least odious to my landlord and neighbors. And I discovered that was also one of the early indicators of Jeffrey Dahmer's psychopathy. So it is a serial killer.
Yeah, I was gonna.
I love that she rents.
I know.
You're doing this in a rental.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you this. Did you ever toss a prostitute off a bridge?
What's the price one?
I was just saying I heard that was a sign of being a serial killer.
Okay. You're the worst guy I've ever met. And I mean that in a nice way.
One minute we hug, next minute we barely even hold conversations fine with me. I was born a savage, I can take the damage. Anything I do.
What about, do you believe that Jeffrey Dahmer should have been broomstick raped to death?
Oh my God, Norm. Well, he was killed.
Well, that's how he died.
That's how he died?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was like that way.
No. I mean the
in prison.
The country didn't do it.
No.
No, I didn't know he died like that. I thought
I have no problem with that.
cut his head off or something.
Oh, yeah. Why not? You have no problem with that?
No.
No, he's trying to be a tough guy, Mr. Tough Guy.
You wouldn't want to get like a guy like Jeffrey Dahmer or something like that. I mean, you wouldn't want anybody who might eat you at lunchtime, you know, but that was his name, right? Jeffrey Dahmer?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, got killed by a broomstick raped to death.
Really? That's
They say it's one of the worst ways to go.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. On the list of the 1,000 ways. Yeah,
they say drowning is very peaceful. Broomstick rape.
Not good.
McDonald makes me laugh. I know everybody. You
Norm makes me laugh hard.
Dude, he does. Hold on, I'll tell you a thing about Norm.
Hard.
So he did this thing one time. He gets up to go from one room into another room, right? He stops at the doorway and he's like, what is this? What is this? He's like banging on the door, like just the doorway. He's like, what is like a portal to like another? What is this? And he's literally asking the people in the room, right? What do you call this thing? It's like a portal to what? How do you just go through? Where am I? And he was just talking about a doorway, but it was so.
He makes anything funny.
Yeah,
I remember it was me, him. He came to. I think he was doing a show with Spade in Irvine, and I went to go watch, and he came. We went like by the dumpster afterwards, and it was me, him.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Outside,
Yeah,
that little outside area where you park. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
And I don't know if it was. There was one other person there. I don't remember who was there. So he said, bro, you want to get stoned? I went, nah, man. I stopped. He goes, what? Jesus Christ. Fucking guy from Half Baked. You can't fucking stop getting high. The fuck you dying at? He was so angry that I didn't want to get high. He was so pissed.
He was genuinely pissed.
The fuck is that? Who the fucking bro? You fucking high. Jesus Christ. The fuck is what? You trying to get? Jesus Christ, bro. What the fuck? He was so. He could judge me now. And no. I stopped for a while, man.
Like
That's
I
all.
smoked it all.
I did everything.
I smoked as much as I
I
could.
beat the shit out of marijuana.
Yeah, dude.
Hard.
Yeah, I think
For
you
what?
won.
One hitters. I was crushing it. I'm meeting Vaughn years before, talking about punching elephants in the nuts. Been there, done that.
I did it, yeah. Dude, he one time I had to open up for him this is at a casino. We were doing like a casino gig in Shawnee, Oklahoma.
Wow.
And Cherokee Creek Casino, I think. And it could have, I don't know, this cool lady that I think maybe tried to make love to somebody, but she also helped us get the gig. And Norm was fucked up. I think that when he went on after me, and like I don't even think for the first 7 minutes I don't even think he said anything, right? But the crazy part was the next day we had to play cards too the next day. You had to like be there for the weekend, you know. So we go to the card tables and Norm's like, man, there's a lot of good pussy in here. And I don't know him really well. So I'm looking around this room, bro. There is zero attractive women, right? There's zero attractive men, okay? Right. So it's not, even if you wanted some ass pussy, there's nothing. Yeah, it's a casino. And it's a gambling game. It's poker.
Yeah.
5-card poker, you know? So, and I'm just thinking, well, I guess I just agree with him. You know, he's getting older and, you know, maybe he has a different perception of what's attractive. And I'm like, yeah, man, there sure is. He goes, fuck no, there isn't. Like, he had played me, you know, like, he's like, this is the ugliest batch of people I've ever seen.
This is what I get. I do a perfect you. I go, all right, let's hear it. Hey, how you doing? Hey, I can do an impression of myself.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? Hey. That's the
I've never heard you say that.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on? Hey.
Sounds like you doing an impression of Brewer doing an impression of you.
Hey, yeah.
talking about him the other night. No, I was there for one of the greatest Norm moments in comedy history. I think he was kicked. He was kicked out of Nebraska.
That sounds realistic.
And you can maybe look it up later. Where it says Norm MacDonald was kicked out of the state by the governor, and he went on Letterman to talk about it. And I want to say it was like 1996 because I just finished my first year at SNL. It was 95, so it was the summer of 96. And I remember going on tour. There you go. You saw it. Go down. Yeah, kicked out of Iowa. That's me talking about it.
Okay.
But anyway.
Should we look on a video or should we look on a story?
Don't look at that. I want to see the real. There has to be a headline.
How Norm MacDonald got kicked out of Iowa?
Yes.
Okay.
Gazette. There you go. Okay. All right. So many were disgusted. Some were delighted. So he's supposed, now you understand something. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time me touring with a star.
Okay.
We go to the airport and people are like, oh my God, you're Norm MacDonald. Like, wow, this is everywhere we went. Oh my God, you're Norm MacDonald. We show up at the university. He's like, I got to go golfing with the fucking governor tomorrow. They want me to fucking golf. Fucking governor?
Yeah, what is that game where you fucking hit the
right?
thing?
So I'm like, he's with a governor. This is huge. Who gets to say that? So it's me, Daryl Hammond, and him.
And you wait, both of you guys went?
We're on the gig.
Okay.
We're going out. He's telling us.
Daryl Hammond, yes.
And so we get to the gig, and is packed. And they go, now listen, there's kids here, and there's students and alum and the dean and all these people here. So
that's the worst.
They're like, yeah, clean. I get it. No worries. I go, we're in Sunny Lake. He goes, that's why we got you guys, because you're used to live TV. Blah, blah. So Daryl goes up first, does his 20 minutes, does impressions, does his comedy. Hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I go up, do my 20, feel great, crush it. Norm goes up. I'm not even exaggerating. The first thing he says, he goes up, he goes, I'm preparing. I'm like, this is going to launch my career. Are you kidding me? This is going to be huge. I'm going to be all. He goes, fucking, man, the fuck out of me? First person to even curse. Right? I went, oh, shit, he cursed. And he goes, so if you're gay, would you rather be the ass guy or the dick guy? This is what he starts off with. So I go, Daryl, you gotta come see this. And he's going, and he won't stop. He's like,
Daryl's just being depressed in the back.
Because if you're the ass guy, why do you want to be the ass guy? I don't know. First of all, he's going on. People are grabbing their kids, running up the aisle. I never saw a place clear out. It looked like a fire alarm was going off. But the college students were staying, and they were howling with laughter. And one thing, and then in the middle, after about 15 minutes, he goes, Jesus Christ, what do you want to do? You want fucking airplane jokes? You want fucking 7-Eleven jokes? Jesus Christ, fuck out of here. So the next day, in the paper, USA Today or the Gazette, they're like, Norm MacDonald's out.
Wow.
Governor wants him out of the state.
Governor wants him.
Get out of my state. But to witness that was...
There's a girl that used to hang around SNL. So she'd be standing like this far from you and her breast would be touching your shoulder. You know what I mean? Like it was insane. And
it's not her fault.
No, of course not. But
it's just your human body.
You know, they broke
It's
up.
like saying, God, Norm, he stands near me. His cock is nowhere near me. Can you believe this guy? Sorry.
I just want the new people. Hey, guess what? There's a young girl that's middling attractive that swears a lot. Let's get her. Right? Is that the new fucking thing?
Yeah.
Sarah Silverman, hysterical.
Right.
Who's funnier than her?
Nobody.
No, except dudes. But,
Nobody.
but I think she spawned these other ladies that they forget that she's funny, and they think the whole point is just to be
semi-hot,
attractive, and then talk about sucking cock. And
you got to show
shit.
a lot of leg. You got to show a lot of leg with little skirts on, and then talk about sucking cock and manipulating balls with your hand, and it's hysterical.
Bring back Phyllis Diller. Some ugly old bag. Rosemary. Those are the funny ladies.
Wow. Whoa, that is old.
The funny ladies always used to be ugly old bags. Or Roseanne. You know. Have you ever had a job other than show business? No, right?
No, I mean I was a waitress, but
pretty quick though.
Yeah, you
it was the first time I ever saw a penis.
When you were a waitress.
Yeah. My boss.
Jesus.
Can you change perception? Like one time I remember there was a magazine and it said, Elle or some ladies magazine, big breasts are out. And I was like, can you really do that? I'm like, so 1996, those huge juicy tits.
Yeah. Everybody hates those big, heavy, juicy tits. Gross.
Icky.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
You got me, Norm. Oh, baby.
Hey,
that's dangerous.
it is dangerous. Oh, here we go. We've got creator and the star of Comedy Central's hit series, the Sarah Silverman Program, and she's a member of the comedy collective Jash, and also Sarah Silverman is a wonderful person that I'm really happy to be around right now.
Thank you, Jenny Slate.
Straight up, sunglasses.
You know how I feel about you and about sunglasses.
How do you feel?
I feel good. I hope this our bit works out. We'll see. It'll be fun.
Hey,
Norm, thanks for dressing up.
Hey, Sarah, listen, man. Congratulations. That's the 100th time that joke's been done tonight. But I also want to tell you, I have a bet with Daniel Kellison, a rather large figure.
Daniel Kellison, who put this whole thing together, way over his head.
He says you can explain what the fuck Jash is.
Jash is.
Pay up, fucker.
Jash is a comedy collective, a United Artists, if you will. Uniting myself, Reggie Watts, Michael Cera, and Tim and Eric. And what do? We do whatever we dream up. We shoot it, and it goes on there. We can fail, we can do well. It's total freedom.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
You got me, Norm.
I mean, I've never heard the word collective.
I know, but
Leon
Daniel
Trotsky.
puts buzzwords in my head, and then I just blind.
All the stars are here. Bobby McFerrin just showed up.
Norm, didn't you used to host the news on Saturday Night Live?
I know, man. This whole thing's got me thinking I gotta fucking get back on TV.
I was at a party with a friend and I noticed you first, and you returned my gaze, knew how to quench my thirst. You took me to that room like a dream come true. The dance you performed was just for me and you. Kisses on the neck, then you work your way down. Let yourself go for me all around town. Seductively stood.
Most embarrassing moment of your life? So many to choose from. I know you've mined probably a few of them for your little stand-up sketches.
I have to be honest.
I want a new scab peeled off here.
I've never said this out loud. I want people to see me in a sexual way, but I was on SNL the year I was at SNL, but I was in Los Angeles for hiatus for some reason. I didn't live here. And I went to soup. I was having dinner, and then I was going to take the red eye back, and I was to pick up Norm MacDonald in my rental car, and we're on the same flight back. But I think he was in first class and I was in coach. So I went to Soup Plantation before and had dinner with some friends, and then it just hit me like your story that I don't know if you told while we were doing this.
Yeah, 5-pound weight dropped down in your belly.
That happened to me, and I had the diarrhea of a lifetime in the bathroom at Soup Plantation. Like,
Not a luxurious bathroom.
like when you think it's over and you've cleaned up and you're getting up and you stand up and you go, oh my God, it's starting all over again. It was like that. It was like I was sweating, like I wanted to take my shirt off.
Yeah, and you've already wiped thinking it was done. Now
Yeah.
you got to wipe again.
And I'm very meticulous. I mean, I
front to back.
yes.
Okay.
This just made me think of Harris Whittles said about Rob Schraub that most people wipe front to back, he wipes side to side. That makes me laugh. Okay, so I'm like sick. I'm sick, okay? So I clean myself up, and I go to pick up Norm MacDonald, who I worshipped, at that time, and I pick him up. And we're driving. I've never told this story. I've never told him this. And we're driving to the airport. And Norm goes, what the fuck? It smells like fucking diarrhea in this car. And I'm going, what? And my heart is going bam, 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 bam. And he goes, did you fucking shit in your pants? And I go, what? I don't know what you're talking about. And I we roll down our windows. And I'm thinking, what is he smelling? Like, I must have, stepped on it or something. Like, it literally, I don't know what it was. And to this day, I was clean. I swear to God.
And this was your worst nightmare.
It is still to this day probably my worst nightmare. And he's going, fucking smells like fucking diarrhea in this car. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you, Norm. But in my heart, I'm going, my heart is just pounding out of my chest, and I'm just like, what is wrong with me? And I'm feeling it again. And then we get to the airport, and I go to the bathroom, and I'm totally clean. I don't know, I'm still to this day, I don't know if I it was on the bottom of my shoe,
Or maybe in that when your underwear and pants form a little hammock underneath you.
I don't have that.
Hmm.
I'm a lady.
Yeah.
I don't know, or maybe it was a crazy coincidence. Maybe, it makes more sense that Norm shit his pants and was yelling at me for shitting his pants. He's a guy who literally took a shit and then forgot to wipe and walked away and pulled up his pants because he was on the phone. So anyway, he just told that story on Stern, I think. That was it. He boarded the plane, did not even say goodbye or anything. He just got on the plane way before me, and I never saw him again until we got to work on Monday.
Wow.
But I've remained good friends with him, but
You never told him this story?
No, I've got to ask him about that. I guess what is there to ask?
Well, he listens to every podcast, so he will probably
Good.
reach out to you
Let's
after
get
hearing
this
Can you imagine
out.
if he was still angry, all these years later? You fucking denied it?
Well, that was what's scary is he was angry. It wasn't
Yeah.
oh my God, do you smell that? What is that? Is that this area? I hope you don't think that's me.
You always
It was
give somebody an out.
It was just an accusatory anger.
Wow.
And I
Wow.
wanted to,
Shit your pants.
honestly wanted to just drive the car into a wall and kill us both. Would have
Wow.
been less embarrassing.
Wow.
Why did I tell this story?
Norm was in Jeopardy with you a lot.
Yeah.
Any funny Norm stories or anything about Norm?
Reynolds. Yeah, my God.
Because
that was brilliant.
Jeopardy again, one of the big sketches that one of
Huge
those
SNL.
big sketches everyone remembers.
Yeah.
Always funny. Daryl was funny and Norm was great.
Yeah, the best Norm story was, I think it's the one where he comes back, he's wearing a big foam cowboy hat.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's funny, huh? Look, wearing a cowboy hat. And
Mr. Reynolds, what are you doing?
Yeah, I found this backstage, oversized hat. It's funny.
No, it's not.
Sure it is. It's funny. It's funny because it's bigger than a normal hat.
I see that. Get back to your podium.
Take a look at that.
Yeah, I see it. Go back to your podium. It's not funny.
anyway, there's some beat where I have to be super exasperated with him, and I yell at him, and we get out of the sketch. And Norm comes running after, and he's like, "Hey, well, everything okay?" I go, "Yeah, why?" He's like, you seem kind of mad at me out there. I'm like, "No, Norm, we've done it. This is like the 4th time we've done the sketch." "No, but that time it just seemed like you really were mad at me for some reason." I said, "No, we're good."
That's very Norm right
So
there.
funny.
That's his
Yeah.
sense of humor. Yeah, you seem kind of mad there for a moment, right?
But he was not. I don't think he was doing a bit.
He wasn't doing
Oh,
a
no.
bit. He might have been serious that
he
you were
was
screaming.
also-
Was very sensitive
he
in
was
that way,
very
too.
shaken.
Yeah.
And then
because you can commit hard, and you probably scared him.
That's all the time we have. Good night. Would you get that off me?
another great Norm story has nothing to do with Trebek. Was and Catan told me about it. They were on a flight together back LA to New York. Chris had taken off his shoes. And he can't find his shoes. They're about to land, can't find his shoes. He's going to the flight attendant. Have you seen my shoes? I took them off. It's like, I don't know. He's like, Catan's like, Norm, come on. You took my shoes. No, I didn't. I didn't take your shoes. Why would I take your shoes? It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I would never. He's like, come on, give me back my shoes. I know you took them. I know. Norm's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Catan has to walk through JFK.
With no shoes?
With no shoes, just in his socks. An entire season goes by, and then Catan and Norm are jousting back and forth about something.
They used to joust a little bit.
And then Norm finally goes, oh yeah, and one other thing, I did take your shoes. That flight in November.
Flight November.
I took them, I threw them in the trash can, just so you know.
Yeah, because I saw his shoes there, right? And I kind of grabbed his shoes.
So yeah, you were right. I took
He used to give
your shoes.
Catan so much shit.
I
Oh
know.
my God, yeah. He was tough.
Hall of Fame broadcaster Harry Carey, everybody. Come on up here, Harry.
Hi, everybody. Harry Carey here. It's a thrill to be here at Radio City Music Hall for the Academy Awards. I gotta say, I hope Booty Call takes home a few Oscars tonight.
No, Harry, this is the ESPY Awards.
Boy, it's a thrill to look out into the audience and see all those celebrities. Hi, there's John Elway. You just won the Super Bowl. How about going a little nuts and getting those teeth fixed? Hi, is that Tiger Woods? He's amazing. Arguably the third or fourth best black golfer in the game today.
Oh, Harry, come on.
Hi, Ken Griffey Jr. I gotta tell you, Ken, your dad was 10 times better ball player than you. Keep trying, though.
Okay, Harry.
Keep trying, Ken.
Harry, what the hell are you doing here?
The hell if I know. The only reason I agreed to be here is because I'm in town for the NBA All-Star Game. It's gonna be a doozy.
Harry, that game was yesterday.
Norm, I know you're a betting man, so I got a tip for you. Put your money on the Western Conference All-Stars. Hey, Norm, I gotta ask you one thing.
What'd that be?
If you had a choice between waking up in bed naked with Roy Firestone or Keith Olbermann, who would it be?
Good Lord, I don't know.
Who would it be?
I don't know, Harry.
Don't jerk me around, Norm. It's a simple question. A baby could answer it. If you had a choice between waking up naked with Roy Firestone or Keith Olbermann, who would it be?
Neither.
Oh, you made a wise choice, my friend. If you'd said Keith Olbermann, there would have been fireworks. I would have come at you hard.
So, Harry, listen, are you going to explain the rules?
What rules? The ESPYs are all fixed anyway.
Okay, enough of that. Harry Carey, everybody.
Comes with.
Is a baseball legend and a dear, dear friend of mine. Please welcome Hall of Fame broadcaster Harry Carey. Hi, Harry.
Hi, everybody. Harry Carey here. I gotta tell you, folks, it's gonna be one heck of a series. These are two fantastic ball clubs with outstanding pitching.
Well, Harry, what can you tell us about Atlanta?
Oh, Atlanta's a beautiful city. Many consider it the jewel of the South. You know, it's in Georgia.
Yeah, that's true, Harry, but hey, let's get back to the Braves and Yankees, buddy.
Norm, actually, I'd like to give a quick shout-out to Gail and Ron Anderson. They run Anderson Hardware out in Waukegan, Illinois.
Talk about the lineups for both teams, huh?
Hey, Norm, what about those hot dogs they serve at Yankee Stadium? Aren't they delicious?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I love them so much, I once ordered 12.
12 hot dogs?
Yeah, I only ate 2. I don't know what I was thinking. To this day, I still laugh at the idea that I thought I could eat 12 hot dogs. You can't do it, Norm. You can't.
Fact, huh?
Of course, on the other hand, you have the Indians, a group of untrustworthy savages. You look away, next thing you know, they steal your land. One hand, you've got the Marlins. Now, that's an odd mascot, a Marlin.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Of course, pound for pound, it's the smartest fish in the ocean. With its sword-like snout, it'll carve your eye out and not think twice about it. Norm, to this day, if I walk into a seafood restaurant and I see a marlin on the wall, I just grab my wife and leave. You ever been alone in a room face to face with a marlin?
No.
No matter where you go in the room, its eye follows your every move. You should try it sometime. It's a rush. I should know. I used to hunt them.
Really? You hunted marlins, huh?
No, Indians. I've got a whole closet full of scalps at home. They're just collecting dust. The government stopped buying them years ago. And peruse through this when you get a chance.
What's that?
A catalog of all the scalps available.
Good Lord.
I got all of them, Apache to Zuni.
Oh, well, you got any mohawk in there?
Oh, Norm, if I had a mohawk scalp, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. I'd be relaxing on a tropical island.
Why is that?
Because they're highly valuable.